I just want to ask, ma'am. I just want to know about
Okay, the program today is Celestine Ukwu Memorial Symposium, the third edition. And it is a symposium, a gathering where we celebrate our icon, the high life music maestro, Celestine Ukwu. So our foundation, the Celestine Ukwu Memorial Foundation, was before, and we decided that every year we will come together on May to celebrate him, because he actually died on the 7th of May in 1977. So today is one of those days. In season 3, we are here for him, celebrating, to talk about him. There will be lots of tributes, there will be documentary films, and there will be a lot of music highlights by him today.
I'm also excited.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This is the third edition of the Celestine Ukwu Memorial Symposium, When Music Meets Philosophy, Season 3.
I'd like to welcome you to this special event happening for the first time in Abuja.
All his contributions. It's a time to pay tribute, to talk about all he stood for, and then keep celebrating the big legacy he left behind. That's what we're doing.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that at least you're always
Thank you. Then we have to thank the daughter, who is the executive director of Celestine Ukwu Memorial Foundation, for pushing and we joining to support.
Hello, Marianne.
I just want to ask a little question concerning Mr. Celestine.
Okay.
I want to know more.
Okay, for me, I grew up listening to Celestine Ukwu on my father's turntable. Back in those days, my father's playlist, what your generation will call playlist, was not complete without Celestine Ukwu. So yes, he was one of those, I don't want to call him musicians, philosophers, okay, that were gifted in the medium of musical rendition that my generation grew up to listen to love, and to buy into their philosophy. So Celestine Ukwu was one of the golden voices alongside Jones, that for us, a day on the radio was incomplete without Celestine Ukwu. So I'm glad that his time for resurrection has come. I'm glad that his family, his community is putting up this remembrance and hopeful reconnection to those golden old days of high life, of soft life, and of generally dressing up to go listen to good music.
Thank you so much
You're most
for your
welcome.
attention. Sir, please want to ask you about Mr. Celestine Ukwu. Yes, how much do you know him, sir?
First of all, I'm a Nigerian.
Sir?
First of all, I'm a Nigerian.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm Igbo.
Yes, sir.
Thirdly, he's one of the most important musicians this country has produced.
Wow.
Yes, he is. Most definitely. The man was a legend. His music is legendary. And he died far too young. So we're here to honor his legacy and his memory. The music is immortal. That's the way great music is.
You're talking of is my brother, who hail from the same village, Owoka and Oro. At my place, he said that anything that affects Owoka affects Oro. That meaning Bokuro Owoka to Oro. No, so we are brothers, the two hamlets. Then Celestine Ukwu is a legend, musician, a good artist of his days.
If you look at some of his music, is extremely philosophic. That today, that the music still excels because all the tune and the lyrics speaks to has meaning. Unlike music of these days, where that after a season, the music won't see a living daylight. But his is mostly, when you listen to his music, you look at it, you sound as if he's talking to you directly or indirectly. You will be affected. You feel like the light. It's less his likes of when you listen to Bob Marley and Co and all that. The music is all evergreen. It lasts forever. So in as much as the man is there, but he still lives on. Because the music is everywhere.
Yes.
When you play in all the Spotify, Boomplay and all that, it's there. And the most interesting part of his music is that when you're playing, you can always pair Celestine Ukwu and Mike Ejeagha because their music have the same direction. And I enjoy playing his music mostly when I'm traveling. You look as if you have somebody sitting by your side, talking with you. Meanwhile, his music is made.
Celestine Ukwu, knowing him is through his music. So his music actually has outlived him. And that's why when I saw on the banner, it says, lives on. Indeed, he lives on in his music, in the philosophy that he stood for, and which is something that anybody, and incidentally, beyond Igbo land, many people talk about him because of the density of what he sang about. So his song actually is very powerful and has drawn many people to him. Many people have become very attentive to pay closer, attention to his music and what he stood for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Celestine Ukwu, we are from the same village.
Okay.
So close that you pass his house, their compound, family compound, a little further you get our own. So I've known him. Celestine had a special relationship with my father, and my father had a special relationship with his father. I remember when he died, I was there as a young man, and most of the celebrated musicians were there in our village for his wet keep. There we saw the likes of Oliver the Cook, Sadebe, and all the prominent musicians. They were all there. Celestine is a man, he lived his time, but he died too early. He died at a time when his message, his philosophy were more needed. And when the theme of this event, they say, when music meets philosophy, philosophy never dies. Music can fade away, but philosophy never dies. The messages embedded in the music never dies. When you listen, if you understand the way you listen to his music, you know it is evergreen. It's a music that can be played forever because the message still stands. The message remains outstanding, and the impact of his messages is always felt whenever you listen to his message. He was a great light in our town, in our village. He's a great light. And unfortunately, death took him at the time he was taken. And what we are doing is to still remember him and help the younger ones to know who he is and to come to understand and live the life and the messages in his music. because his messages are, his music are lessons and lectures to human beings.
Yes.
You know,
Can we meet you?
My name is Stephen Chukwuebuka Franklin also, and they call me Superstar Presidential MC Franklin also. I'm a professional master of ceremonies, I'm a writer, and I'm a public speaking coach. I am actually the MC for the event.
Wow, so good to meet you here.
Thank you.
So, sir, what's that thing that stands out when we talk about the act of Mr. Celestine?
What stands out for me is, firstly, the message that he gave to through his life, and of course the message that he gave to the rest of the world through his philosophy and the messages in his music. This man discovered himself very early in life. At the age of 37, he was already done. He was already done. Under 40, he was already done with everything he came to do. All the music you see people playing that is courtesy of him, you know, when I discovered this, I didn't sing anyone in there or something. And then he discovered himself, sang all that he needed to sing, passed his message and walked away. So the young people, discover yourself early and pursue your talent, because you never can tell. This is why you are here. Then of course, his message to the entire world, to all generations, all age and all tribe. He passed the message of peace, of unity, of love, of self-peace. This man, he brought hope to the world in his music. So if you understand Igbo, you sit down to listen to his songs, the lyrics of his songs, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So this is what I take home from him, and it's an honor and privilege to be a part of this symposium, and of course to be the master of ceremony.
One last thing, sir.
Right.
Generation of now. What's that word that you want to advise?
It helps us to remind us of where we're coming from. Every people have a history. Every nation, everybody has a history. There's a place you're coming from. So it teaches us to stay attuned with our culture, most of all, because someone who doesn't know his culture is as good as lost. So if you like, go to America, go to Canada, you know, we have a generation of people who will tell you, Mama say you will be able, Mama say we 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 be able. And you don't know how to speak your language, you don't know how to speak, if you're from outside, you don't know how to speak outside, but you don't know how to speak Yoruba, you're Igbo, you don't know how to speak Igbo. You are an man, you don't know how to speak your dialect. It is an error. Yes, it's an error. So some of us who are here, some of the people who you see here, they are well-traveled people, but they are still attuned with their culture. And this is the beauty of it. So let's all learn how to embrace our culture and identity, and enjoy the beauties and
Tojibolo choko, makalije no wasina chiadema. Even no wasina chiadema. Even no wasina chiadema. Even no wasina chiadema. Mame, mama. So, mommy, mama. Onu ne kuna matabula chuko. Asili ajoka mokwas. Ije. Professor Ikenda, Oga Dragama, Yagazi, Asirio, Asirio, Asirile, Asirio, 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 Asirile, Asirio, Omo walking the cut of Febolo Nasele, Omo in the cut of Febolo Nasele, Omo in the cut of Febolo Nasele, Asileka. Asiri ne boso bodo, omomodo welu woyo. Asiri ne ti so bodo, kanyi welu kele woyo no. Asiri ne ke woyo no. Asiri ne ti so no. Asiri ne ke woyo no. Asiri ne ti so no. Asiri ne ka. Asiri wo, asiri yo. Asirile, asirio, asiriwo, asirio, asirile, asirio, asiriwo, asirio, asirile, asirio. Omo waki nakata febola nasile, omo wani nakata febola nasile, omo takile nakata febola nasile. Asiri ko, asirio, asiri, asirio. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all distinguished personalities. If you're outside, please come inside. If you're still outside, we want you inside. The event is about to begin. Hello? Nobody's saying hi. Hello? Thank you very much for making it vibrate. Anybody outside should please come inside. This event wants to begin. By the way, my name is Fred Iwenjora. I'd like to welcome you to this special event. It's happening for the first time in Abuja. Since 2017, when distinguished Senator invited us all to the sports club in Enugu for a program, an evening with the sage, a program of tributes, a program of remembrance for our music legend, Celestine Ukwu. It has continued to grow in leaps and bounds. That's why it's in Abuja this period. In 2024, the first edition of When Music Meets Philosophy came to be. It held in Enugu again, held at Oaklands. Then in 2025, it held again at the Medium, also in Enugu. But now, whatever it holds, Umuavulu people, where Celestine Ukwu was born into, will say it's difficult for us to come to Enugu at this time. So when will you bring it to Abuja? And that's the reason we're all gathered here, because with the support of Umuavulu Progressive Union, the Celestine Ukwu Memorial Foundation has brought this philosophy, when music meets philosophy, season 3, for our benefit and for our enjoyment. I think I want to thank Umuavulu people for making us come to Abuja. Put your hands together for Umuavulu.
Umuavulu of Ujalewa Kingdom. Did I call it right? I hear you now. Today we are going to do the same thing we've done before. It's an evening of tributes, messages, remembrances from all the people who had something to do with Celestine or those who listen to his music. We also have Charles Ukwu here. Charles Ukwu is, you heard him before, playing all the Celestine Ukwu tunes, and he's been doing it so well. Thank you, Charles. For this program to begin, I'd like to welcome the MC, the man who will pilot this event. The master of ceremony, a writer, a public speaker, and a coach. Stephen C. Ozo is popularly known as MC Franklin Ozo. Please put your hands together, round of applause for MC Franklin. You will do this job better than me. Warm welcome to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have the stage.
Thank you, sir.
Carry us.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. A very good evening to you, most distinguished ladies and gentlemen. How many of us are happy to be here as much as I am, or happier than myself? If you're happy to be here, please put your hands together. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Beautiful. It is indeed such a great pleasure for us to gather together in this beautiful evening, this beautiful ambience, to celebrate a great man who came, saw, conquered, and is still conquering. He is the man who came with a message, who came ready, who came to bless the world at a time when he is most needed. And who knows that he would continue to be needed as far as life continues. And then he dropped timeless messages that would continue to inspire, to educate, and to inform generations and generations to come. And as a people of goodwill, who love good things, who believe that messages like this, personalities like this should not just be allowed to fade out when life goes out of them. Especially when it is that they have instituted things that will make them continue to live. And so that is why we are here, to celebrate the messages and the lyrics, the abundance of wisdom that this man has left for us through his music, through the messages. Ladies and gentlemen, and as Nigerians, as Africans, as a people of Enugu State, particularly Uti, where he came from, and Abo, everyone here is in one way or the other connected to this man whom we are celebrating today. And this is why you see a large number of people from different parts of the world and country and states of Nigeria gathered here to celebrate this great man. Special thanks once again to the place of his birth. Not many know where he is from, especially those from Enugu State. He is actually an Abo man. He is actually an Uti man. He's actually a true son of Utebo Gede. He is Umuavulu-Abor, and of course from Enugu State of Nigeria. Please let's put our hands together. And it is at this point that no one would feel sad if I go home. Ebo Gwen. Umuavulu Gwen. Umuavulu Gwen. Umuavulu Gwen Sodo. Una huona ndo Umuavulu kama. Eho awa udene dedo wanine. Imana mbumjiri mata na anyị okenye be anyị etewe ezigbo aka mgbe anyị bere mbe na mpaghara na aga egwu Celestine Ukwu mana amaghị onye ọ bụ anyị amaghị onye ọ bụ na anyị bụ ọgụ. And so ọ bụ ihe So, all we had a mabun and one. Igbo niile nọ nso. Igbo kwenu! Igbo niile kwenu! Igbo kwesu unu! Unu gba n'ọnụ be anyị ka anyị nọ. Ọ bụrụ na ekwu okwu ife gbasara omenala na ọdịnala n'ala Igbo na obodo anyị bụ Naịjirịa, o nwere ogbe nke a na-agụpụ ndị Igbo. Anyị gbakwara ya first n'ọnụ bekee. Anyị na-abụ ndị mbụ n'ihe niile. Ebe anyị nọ kịta anọ o nwere nwoke mekwala ife dị egwu dịka nna anyị anaghị na-elekwa anya na o nwere mgbe ọ ya eruo through this foundation alụkwa ife dị otu a anyị akpọ Celestine Ukwu Center for Art and Culture. Yes, achọrọ ka ebilie n'Enugu, ebidogoli n'Enugu ebele ebe ọzọ Abuja. Onye Igbo bụ onye agbara afịa n'ebe a ebe maka na ndị Igbo na-emesi ife ike, ndị Igbo kala aka, Igbo bụ enyi, Igbo bụ tachi, Igbo na-asọ ndị Nsụka n'ọmabe unu nọ ala leka nwunye gị Igbo do so. And so we welcome all of you. We are aware that the music of our great legend has blessed people beyond the tribe. And so I am aware that there are Hausa people who are here. We want to, in a very special way, welcome all of you and say, may Almighty Allah bless you and grant you all your heart's desires. And of course, when you also talk about culture, you cannot rule out the Yoruba people. They are also very much active with culture. And so we want to say thank you and welcome to this very special occasion. Daddy, Yoruba. All of you who are here, thank you. Thief. Nigeria is a country deeply rooted in culture. And yes, my brother, oh yes, my guy, thank you. Thank you so much for coming, all of you. Thank you. I spent this time to give you this background just as a show of my gladness for having all of you here. I want to beg you, please, if there is anyone who said to you, please remind me when the event starts so I can be coming. This is the right time to put that call across to them so they will join us and then the event will go on. As my father rightly introduced, my name is Stephen Chukwuebuka Franklin also, and they call me Presidential MC Franklin also. I am a professional master of ceremonies, and I'm a writer, and I teach public speaking. This event is quite passionate to me, and rather I'm passionate about this event. It's so dear to me, and I know it is so to all of you. And so it is my great pleasure to be the master of ceremonies today. I begin now with welcoming you all once again. Thank you. This place is well secure. This is Cyprian Equency Center for Art and Culture, Cinema Hall. I think right out there by your right, you will see the convenient if you want to use it. Or you can speak to any of the beautiful ladies and handsome gentlemen wearing the blue shirt. They would show you. If you need anything as far as this event is concerned, please do indicate and we will help you. As far as this event is concerned, please. Emphasis on that. There was an event I attended and said, if you need anything, please let me know. After the event, the one guy met me on the gate and said, "So give me transport." I said, "Why now?" He said, "But you said if you need anything, let me know." So we have to move now. Next would be introduction of dignitaries. Ladies and gentlemen, with us in this hall today is our great men and women of valor, whom we are just so pleased to have in our midst. I would like to welcome in a very special way Nze Ojinaka Obiasika, DG, National Center for Arts and Culture. On Kanye, we could put your hands together. Thank you. Thank you you, sir. Always showing up. Anything personal art and culture in Nigeria, it's good to meet you again, sir. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. I am also Dr. Lizzie Ben Ihana Cho. Dr. Lizzie Ben Ihana Cho. God bless you. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Professor Bayo Kule, Professor Daddy Esheo Ekabo. Thanks to them for him. Thank you. Thank you so much. Chimaleza, Kebono. Thank you, sir. Bikokoli and Aka put your hands together. God bless you, sir. We want to very especially welcome Professor Emeka Niagolo. Professor Emeka Niagolo, welcome, sir. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate your presence. We want to welcome my Oga. I want to in a very special way, welcome this person I am about to call. He has a lot of money, but no, he is holding the record of the money of people somewhere. It's not his own before you bill him for me. So thank you so much, sir. He came there with his amiable wife and said, welcome. Please put your hands together for him once again. Thank you, sir. We call him Masi. This is a man who is passionate about his people. He is a man who is passionate about young people. He is a man who would let others go. Also, the two of them share the same. I share the same sentiment about the two of them. Please put your hands together for him as well. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. We appreciate your presence. And now that I am very close to the hope, in entirety, Brother Chigo's DK is here. In extension, the bad DK in yes. I'm sure so many of you might. Sorry, MC is taking it like his speech. Don't be angry. Kalume, one of Ukwu. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming. All the chiefs here are deserving of being mentioned and highly recognized. I have a team working with me. I am sure they will do justice to that. And the course of the event, will be welcoming guests at the event on foods. But now I think is the right time to start. I would like to now invite, I think we have a priest in our midst. We have a priest in our midst. Father? Oh my goodness, I wasn't given Father's name. Father, please, kindly come to the podium and pray for us so we can begin the event. And then I will announce your name. Please put your hands together for the priest of God in our midst, who we are so pleased to have here. Thank you.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. Almighty and ever-living God, we thank you for a day like this. Thank you for bringing us together to celebrate the life of a man who has left his mark in this world. He left us a long time ago, but even at that, the memory of him and his music lives on, affecting many lives, inspiring many. We ask you to bless this occasion today that is meant to bring his memories back alive. And we ask you that all those who have gathered here to the glory of your name will participate actively and we will gain strongly from the effects of the legacies that he has left behind. We make these prayers in the name of Jesus Christ the Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please let's put our hands together for Father. Thank you, Father.
Chief Obata Ifeadi, ifo ndị mmadụ erika, ndị nze na ọzọ erika, biko na-enye nụ m afa ka a na-akpọfa na ya ndị mmadụ na-esi mmụọ. Afọgo m ya nụ ozi gị lalụrị nne. Ndị be anyị ebido ya bụ mmemme unu ewekwana ego ịma na asị na onye na-aka mbe na akarata na agadi ya mma na-asụkwa Igbo abụkwa m ezigbo nwa afọ Igbo maka ndị na-ada anụchi Igbo ọfụma maka na mmemme ezigbote nwa okorobịa Igbo ka anyị na-eme taa. Anyị na-anabata unu n'ụzọ pụrụ iche na-ekene ndị niile na-ebe anụwa n'ụzọ pụrụ iche. Ya bụ mmemme ebidogo the third Celestine Ukwu Memorial Foundation Symposium titled When Music Meets Philosophy, Season 3. Welcome everyone, and there are a couple of persons who would say welcome to you. After this we go to the keynote speech. May I invite the representative, but while we are still settling and the chairman is getting ready to come to the podium, I think it would be good for us to hear, now that we are more relaxed, one of the titles that this legend blessed us with. We have our band here, they are amazing people. Celestine Ukwu Ebe ọbụla akụrụ oge na ihe gbasara Celestine Ukwu ha nọ na ya.
Ka ihe olikene n'ụsọ ndụ mata na Chukwu kele anyị n'ụwa ka anyị were udo na ofu obi bile n'udo na ndị ọgwa lele no 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 lele no 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 lele no 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 lele le le ewo osondo emuganyi o osondo emeganyi o anya de chetazi kanyi di bolade abi no be so osondo emeganyi o imano fondo na tuzi egwu ọnwụ asị m sọndụ emeganyi owu anya dechetazi na Chukwu dị mbọ lele wowo wowo lele wowo wowo lele na saisia sawa hije sawa Ewo osodwe muganyo. Bring it on, bring it on. Osodwe meganyi nola. Anya de chetanzi kanye di bolade. Osodwe meganyi owo. Ofodo na tunzi ewo. Osodwe meganyi owo. Anya de chetanzi na chokodembo. Lele owo. From the stables of Celestine Ukwu, Professor Ikenna, Father, Ogalanya kadanga ezi oikego afọ lotana aga balagisa aga balagisa. Cynthia Ukwu. Fora. Ọdịkụ ejedebe ọnwụnwa bịa ọkwa dịkụ agwụla onye chekwube Olisa na-eche chọga dị mma ọnwụnwa bịa ọdịkụ agazi ya ọnwụnwa bịa ọbụlọlụ ekwensu ọnwụnwa bịa ọdịkụ ejedebe onye nwelu ndidi n'odisi ọ ga-adị mma. Respect her. Anyalanti asịrị ụmụenu Anyalanti okwu ụmụnwa Anyalanti asịrị ụmụenu ife ime na ụmụnwa na-asịrịle Anyalanti asịrị ụmụenu Anyalanti okwu ụmụnwa Anyalanti asịrị ụmụenu ife ime na ụmụnwa ga-asịrịle. agasia Onwabia odiku wejedebe Onwabia odiku agasia Oye welu didi Odisi ogadima Onwabia okwadiku agasia Onwabia obulolu ekwensu Onwabia odiku wejedebe Onye chekubolisa Neche ogadima Everybody say Anyalanti asiru muenu. Let me hear you say it. Anyalanti okumuwa. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa gasiri. One woke sizie. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Anyalanti okumuwa. Wokonyoche. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa gasiri. Everybody let me hear you say Anyalanti asiru muenu. Anyalanti okumuwa. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa gasiri. Usase kobi Anyalanti asiru muenu. Anyalanti okumuwa. Anyalanti nola. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa gasiri. Chief one Anyalanti asiru muenu. Anyalanti okumuwa. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa gasiri. Anyalanti Reverend Father. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Anyalanti okumuwa. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa gasiri. Anyalanti wokonyocha. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Anyalanti one. Anyalanti okumuwa. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa gasiri. Woke Anyalanti asiru muenu. Anyalanti okumuwa. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa. MC Anyalanti asiru muenu. Anyalanti okumuwa. Anyalanti asiru muenu. Ifrimena omuwa gaselele. A round of applause for yourselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the chairman of this great occasion, the chairman board of trustees of the Petro Umuavulu-Abor Progressive Union, Abuja, correct? Chief Petron Jersey. He is a great son of Umuavulu-Abor, the pride of the pride of a chartered accountant and a gentleman of great repute. Mr. Chairman, please let's put our hands together for him. Mr. Petron Jersey is the chairman of the occasion, Umuavulu-Abor Progressive Union. Thank you so much, sir. He is actually the chairman of the occasion today, and he will be coming next to mount the podium. Thank you for coming. But it's Anthony Ayogo. Where are you seated, sir? Thank you. Yes, God bless you. Mrs. Ayogo, chairlady, women wing of Umuavulu-Abor. You know, thank you so much. Thank you. In a very special way, I am about to those are police.
Thank you so much. The women wing, and of course all the beautiful ladies from our place and our visitors, thank you so much. We appreciate your presence. You know, every day is Women's Day. If you check now, today is Women's Day. So, happy Women's Day also. Honestly, every day of the year is Women's Day. The only one day they give to men to celebrate is November 19th. If you check very well, that November 19th. Chief, wow. Well, Chief Hillary, no? Chief Hillary, awesome. Chief Hillary, awesome, is here. Where is he seated? He's on his way. I have not seen him. Chief Hillary, awesome. Yes, we anticipate his arrival. Beautiful. I'm sorry I'm taking time. We need to recognize these persons, please. Barrister Zef Omusulike, thank you so much for coming. Chief Valentine Onions, thank you. Mr. Emeka Njez, thank you. Onochani Non.
Good evening to you all. Our special guests, our invitees, I want to thank you for coming. Before I go on with what I want to say, a welcome address, I want to inform us that this event is in collaboration with Celestine Ukwu Memorial Foundation in collaboration with Umuavulu-Abor Progressive Union, Abuja Branch. In view of that, I want to plead with the chairman of the Progressive Union, Chief Simon Ukwu, to please come to the front seat with his wife. Also, the Celestine Ukwu. And here I am today giving a welcome address in his name. You cannot describe Celestine well enough. And rounding up, I will read to you what ChatGPT wrote about him. If you want to know about yourself, you can ask the AI or online sources to tell you about yourself. And I tell you, you will not be surprised about the depth of what they know about you. So I asked ChatGPT, who is Celestine Ukwu? And he gave me a list, a long essay on Celestine Ukwu. If you do the same, you will see the same thing. Celestine lived a good life, but unfortunately, he died at a very prime age, a young age. I remember that when he died as a young man that had just entered secondary school, we were there at his wet keep. And that was the first and last time I saw the lives of Sister Sadebe, Oliver the Cook, and all the prominent human musicians of the 70s and 80s. They were all there at his wake to celebrate a man that was loved for his goodness, for his humility, for his willingness to relate with others. And the fact that he is still living within us through his music. I want to thank the daughter for her consistency in bringing her father to the fore, making us to still remember him, and doing the charitable works that she has been doing in the name of this foundation. Part of those charitable works she has been doing, she will continue with them today. And I have discussed with her, she will need our support to continue touching the lives of the less privileged ones through the Celestine Ukwu Foundation. And by that and with that, I will say, you are welcome to celebrate our brother. He is my brother. I told the people that are meeting outside, if you pass my description to my house, the description to my house I give to people is that when you get to Celestine Ukwu house, just drive about 1 kilometer and turn left, you get to my mom house. So we live close together, we are from the same village, and we associate with him because he is a good person. And that's why we associate with him. If he's a bad person, nobody will want to associate with a bad person. But he's good. He has been good and he's still good. Because the memories we have of him is that he's still a good person. So thank you very much for coming, and God bless you all. Please remain seated to the end and let us support our sister, the daughter of Celestine Ukwu, to the fullest. God bless you all.
Put your hands together. Thank you so much, sir. Oh, yes. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the event has been on, and that was the opening remarks by the chairman of today's occasion, Chief Bertrand Jazz. Oh yes. I'd like to recognize Queen Ebele, the Queen of the Catholic Women Organization of Nigeria, Abuja Branch. Thank you so much, ma, for coming. We appreciate you. We go call Anaka. Always go to Mafiko. Ife Basalo, na Masi. Chief Francis Ume, Obibolo Onoga, no. I know was a police, Chief Geoffrey Ebelugo, also Nebu Agidi, no. Also, Anyakene Chief Vincent Chukwu, no. Engineer Kobo, I will welcome you in a very special way. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's an array of great people, notable Nigerians and true sons and daughters of Igbo land, gathering on Progressive Union Abuja. And so, it is right that the chairman of Umuavulu-Abor Progressive Union Abuja, UPU, comes to the podium to say welcome to all of you. Please help me make welcome Chief Uche, okay, Chairman of Umuavulu-Abor, Chief.
I greet you all. On behalf of Umuavulu Progressive Union, like the Abuja Branch, I welcome all of you. Celestine Ukwu, I don't know him best, but I know his music. And his music has saved me in many ways. I'll give you a story, just a short story. In 2005, I'm a businessman. So, one Alhaji from Abuja State, he called me for supply, 2 weeks supply. Not knowing that it's fraud. And that time, I don't have the fact. The man that he made away 3.5 million naira from my pocket as a fraud. And that time, I don't even have up to 2 million naira as my own money. As a 205. But at least those money belong to people. So that thing, it don't, that more on my head. I don't even know what to do. But I used to sing the one music from my brother, Celestine. I don't know what I know his music. One of the songs that helped me a lot is one that he sang, because that time my mind is shaking, my body is shaking, because I don't have anything. So I just begin the music every blessed day till now enter my body and give me strength. And today is where I am. So I thank God for the man and for the music. Thank you very much. You are welcome.
When you are in certain situations, that is the power of good music. And of course, we can relate to your testimony. Thank you so much. Thank you indeed, sir. Let's put an hands together for the chairman of the legend whom we are celebrating today, like we know. Ewu Ogulerika, Ewu Maloma, Ewu na Baume, Ewu na Kasiobi. In our interview, I'm all going to get interview on Barrister Cynthia. How many of you watched it? There's a very powerful interview she granted. It's on YouTube. Please, if you are very interested, I will announce the YouTube channel. Screen it with MC Franklin also. You go and check it. Or she will even share the link with you.
we recounted how this man's powerful music can even he makes you to embrace life the way it is, even in the situation of death. Mbona si, you know that song he sang, right? Mbona si, you know this song, right? Can we sing it together? You know, his song is only for color. If you want to sing it, please play. You're not here to listen to me. You're here to listen to his songs. Yes. Let's go, Jim. Let's go. Yeah.
Ndị be anyị ka anyị olikene n'ụsọ ndụ mata na Chukwu kele anyị n'ụwa ka anyị were udo na ofu obi bilụnụ na ndị ọgwa so lele no lele no lele no lele. I respect you. Ewo osondu ebuganyi o. Osondu emeganyi o. Anya de cheta zinkanyi di bolade. Osondu emeganyi o. Imano fodo na tuzi egwu ọnwụ. Osondu emeganyi o. Anya de chetazi na Chukwu dị mbọ. Lele lele
for this sound. That is even way before we were probably, maybe I speak for myself. But then, all thanks to our father who played that song for us as we were growing up. And then today, I'm going to play for my children, and they're going to play for their own children too. That is your resolve too as you be here, so that this song does not go into extinction. Thank you. Now we move to the next item on the program. I can see a lot of persons coming in, and please get the list for me. We will continue to recognize. Yes. But then we have to move to the next item. I can look at your second. Can they not get an opening up before? So Gaima has to manage the two persons. All right. Keynote speech by Chief Kenna Umuavulu, PhD. Sir, kindly come forward to deliver your keynote speech.
Enugu Sports Club, under the auspices of Senator Chuka, and then the entire Umuavulu-Abor were there in their numbers, over 1,000 people, to for once hear people express their sentiments about their child, Celestine Ukwu. In that one, we looked at Celestine Ukwu, the music, the message, and the man. After that 2017 outing, we started struggling to get this to happen annually. It didn't work until 3 years ago when we had season 1 of music with philosophy. Today we are trudging on. And today we are looking at reason in motion. That Celestine Ukwu's Igbo philosophical logic in highlight popular music. So I'm sure you will be looking at two things. One is reason, two is motion. Celestine Ukwu's reason and motion is about reason, about philosophy and rhythm. And this can be understood as a highlight project that Celestine embarked on. At the time, highlight music was in vogue. But Celestine came from a background where rhythm is not just an expression of beauty. Reading was functional and was mirrored in so many things. But his fascination came mostly from the Igede music of the Ukwu period. Though there were other folk music like the Bar and the but it was Igede that captivated Celestine. So we're talking about motion, we're talking about rhythm as a time measure in Igbo music and highlight music. You know, highlight is a syncretic development of African traditional music and Western influences, a result of the colonial experience. So what did Celestine do? As a pioneering highlight musician of his time, his works resonate with social messages, but they were not just presented as messages, so to speak. The messages were intentional and they were properly directed and channeled. As if he knew he had very short time to stay here, 37 years. He had no time for trivialities. So he took his time to permutate his rhythm, to express his background in the music, and then catch the people who are essentially with the wave of the new popular style. How did he manage to do it? Now let me reveal here. Over time, when you go back, let's say 10 minutes, you will hear a unique rhythmic permutation behind every song of Celestine, no matter the tempo. Okay? At the time, what was known for rhythm in highlight music then was dominated by the Ghanaian style. And the time reference was, for those of you who know, bam, bam, bam. If you sing any Ghana song, Ghana highlight music, if you go into this, we are saying, we are they say, so that's Ghana for you. Now, Nigeria and Igbo coming into the highlight borrowed from most of the rhythmic sentiments that we hear in our traditional music. And the other one was, so that's what we hear in our highlight, okay? But what is Celestine do? So Celestine projected his Igede music now got something unique that sounds okay. Now what did he do with this? Not only did he acknowledge this, but he creatively interjected his personality. What he worked with what we call synchronization in music, shifts the pulse from the strong beat and take it to the weak beat, and then force you to pay attention. But this was for a reason. The reason was for the philosophy to situate properly without reading, which is traditionally yours. Instead of just singing for singing's sake, he not only gave pure, intense attention at the reading, he also permeated this music with the interest he had in the philosophy that was driving his music, as we will see. So what I'm trying to do in this philosophy, you find these themes. His philosophy expressed spirituality, which you are going to find with the few examples I'll give you. His philosophy expressed nationality. at the time he came with it. Divinity was his talking trade. Everything he said about, whether it was love, relationship, or whatever, reflected divinity. Then dualism. If I'm you find this dominating the Celestine philosophy. Of course, politics. I haven't seen any human being who is apolitical. You don't have a politician. You're all political. So politics was also of interest to you. Egalitarianism, the Igbo sense of equality. Whereas Bakala was all men. Right? As we take this video also. That's Celestine in his egalitarianism. Interpersonal relationships, you can see him. In fact, we were on radio once discussing Celestine, and the phone call came across. A very elderly man said he didn't want to say his name. And what did he say? Oh, Celonemo, or and it was an emotion that was very penetrating. Interpersonal relationships, Celeb, my brother. Before he finished, he didn't know when he exposed his identity, which he didn't know. That's how compelling the philosophy of Celestine is. And of course, love. That's one thing all of us, resonate with, love. So that's what dominates his philosophical themes. Then come to the reading, the complexity of the reading. Pause layering. Now, look at what we call pause. Okay? Every beat is coming on the pause. But think of, can you see the deviation from the pause? Okay? And start reading. Now, let me tell you something. When Cynthia comes on stage to dance, watch her. I'm sure she doesn't know this. But she dances Igede. Naturally, she never was a member of Igede. And that's the pause that drives the life of the Udi person. And in general, the Igbo person. Then rhythmic accents, which I mentioned, displacing the pause and putting it where you can naturally weave your message into, and it penetrates. That's what he did with the rhythmic accents and phrasing. So where it will end sounds like where it will start. Reason why we say that life is cyclic, then the groove stability versus variation. Now what he did to take this rhythm into highlight music, where all one of the instruments play, is to hold the rhythm at the background and giving room for every other instrument to express himself. So where you think the pulse of the music is, it is displaced. And so the boredom that will come from everybody coming from the pulse is taken care of. And you don't get tired. Have you wondered why you don't get tired? Even if you don't understand it, there are some Yoruba people who interviewed and they couldn't explain why they are glued to Celestine's music, but I'm exposing that today. Okay? There's something compulsive about the combination of Igbo folk rhythm and Western sense of music. And you hear this as the instruments relate to themselves. Now, if you can listen to Celestine Ukwu's music without thinking about the undulating pitches, because we are playing with what we call Western polyphonic instruments. If you can listen to them as all percussion instruments, you will understand where stability and variation are used to create a groove. Especially when he plays the groove session, where the conga and the drums engage themselves in a conversation that doesn't have a language, but has a universal language. That's what is there about the uniqueness of his rhythm. Now let's listen to can you play the sound? Let's listen to Igede. Let's borrow from. Do you need the microphone? Chai, can you play the sound? Go on. I wanted you to hear the original Igede of this sound. you don't know why you agreed to eat, but you agreed to eat all the same. Now, with this very interesting and engaging reading deployed, he now went ahead to lay his lyrical philosophy, and which I'm going to share some of them with you. In Usondo, he says, he starts with a spoken overlay, okay? Sweetness of life, which is Usondo. He says, oh, in the Bible, that my people, let us remember that the world is not our home. We are one before God. Let's restrain from overindulgence in life and remember that God is our creator. Let's live wholeheartedly in peace and togetherness. Oh, sweet living has killed us. Overindulgence has caused us to forget our past lives. Overindulgence has caused us to forget the existence of God. Sweet living makes some of us dread death. Overindulgence has caused us harm. Now, while bemoaning overindulgence, Celestine admonishes us to anchor our attention on God. Learn the lesson from our past. Be at peace with ourselves and others. I'm sure you're thinking about the philosophical things like this. Maybe you could go back to those philosophical things as I address this, okay? A balanced view of life and death, such as this, goes to show the depth of Celestine Ukwu's understanding of the invisible reality. In some other songs, he considers life a journey and death a death. He also shuns materialism and endorses a life of moderation. In EJ, you know the lyrics, I'll just give you the English translation. Life's journey is such that some are grieving while others are rejoicing. Life's sojourn is such that some are rejoicing while others are grieving. He that bemoans his lot should remember that the world vacillates. He that rejoices should remember that the world undulates. Life does not always grant our wishes. It is not necessarily one who is favored today that will be favored tomorrow. Life's journey is such that some are grieving while others are rejoicing. Life's sojourn is such that some are rejoicing while others are grieving. You see, in a few words, Celestine succeeds in painting the picture of life's duality or polarity succinctly. He considers life a journey that undulates between peaks and gorges. That life does not always grant our wishes implies that free will is conditioned by fate. This balanced point of view leaves us with the message that no condition of life is permanent. A saying that eventually became the title of one of his songs and compositions. Rather, we should strive to be neither for nor against any situation in life. Such a detached disposition will then give us a vantage position to learn and grow above the extremes of negative and positive. In Umuavulu, Celestine says, when temptation strikes, it appears the world has passed us by. When temptation strikes, it seems the world has ended. When temptation strikes, it appears the world has passed us by. But if you hope in God, later it will be all right. And he goes on to address gossip. He says, don't bother about what people say. Don't listen to the gossip of mankind. Whatever you do, people must talk. Don't listen to the gossip of the world. Don't bother about what people say. Don't listen to the gossip of the world. Whatever you do, people must talk. So naturally, when the vicissitudes of life weigh you down, one becomes a veritable target for all manners of gossip. Here, Celestine cancels that sudden undesirable changes in fortune are mere momentary temptations. One in this state should learn to forbear not just the harrowing conditions of economic recession, but also the slander of people. The same people who praise you when you rode the crest of your life will also despise you when you are down and out. It takes patience to understand that life is a swinging thing. The theme of love. I must mention this before. Okay, the theme of love. I've mentioned some of this already. It says, thinking about the love of his life, he says, we shall live together. That's Adama. We shall live together. Adama, the girl after my heart, gives me restlessness. My beloved friend after my heart causes me sleepless nights. The friend after my heart gives me restlessness. My beloved friend, be accommodating. Adama, the girl after my heart, be accommodating. Be accommodating, my beloved Adama. Be accommodating, Adama, the girl after my heart. Be accommodating, my beloved Adama. What have I done that you run away from me? What have I done that you are angry with me? Whatever I have done to you, please forgive. If there was no offense, there will be no forgiveness. If there was no offense, Adama, there will be no forgiveness. And it goes on and on and on. You know the story. But let's look at the interpretation of the philosophy behind this song. Because once you mention love song, we all have opinion about love. But let's hear this. This is another philosophical theme in Celestine Ukwu's music. And it is the notion of no offense, no forgiveness. The idea that forbearance and letting go of past wrongs are meaningless without first acknowledging the original harm. And in this case, Celestine didn't wait for Adama to say whether he was wrong or not. He was interested in mending, he was interested in loving, he was interested in getting back to the complete officer. So even before she says anything, he goes ahead and says, I am sorry. I am sorry. Now in our quarrels, even when we know we are right, can you say, because you are interested in that relationship, can you say, I am sorry? Can you say this? It is clear that the object of your love has offended you and then locks you out, and you are feeling lonely, and you want to, buga that I am the right person, but you are suffering in pain. Can you go and say, I am sorry, please come back? And then life goes on. Can you put the ego aside and do this? That's what Celestine is preaching there. But then empty apologies or skipping over the offense to offer cheap forgiveness alone solves nothing. It's proper to really show contrite and say I am sorry and mean it, and then it means something. Now let me take it to politics, because philosophy does not always say what it means. Celestine did this song at the time the war ended. Okay? At the time the Civil War ended. And people who were friends and neighbors before, all of a sudden started seeing their differences and started quarreling and started keeping boundaries. What if Adama that Celestine addressed here was our nation and our experiences in nation building, which led to a quarrel that led to a civil war? What if Celestine was using this as a philosophical call to come back and mend fences and recover what had made us one, instead of blow up what had made us different? Next time you listen to these love songs, listen deeper, listen intently. Maybe you will hear more than what is said. But Umuavulu is one that captures most of the things. Okay? And that's the last one I'm going to explain. In Umuavulu, it says, our people will bring you one of our kinds of music, Igede. Igede is our traditional music, the music of the wealthy, the music of the titled, music of the wealthy titled men. Igede is music that never goes to the destitute. Let's contemplate the entire creations of this world. They all exist in opposites. It created the above and created the below. It created the day and created the night. Created good and created evil. And in creating the human, it created man and woman. Yet within every human being, there exists the good and the bad. So if one offends you, don't condemn, because he or she equally has the good side. Don't condemn your relation because he or she offends you. Don't castigate others because they offend you. As you condemn others, is anyone perfect? As you condemn your fellow beings, are you upright? So this question goes on and on and on and on, confirming that the same God that created the positive also created the negative. That the same God that created the day also created the darkness or the night. That God created everything. And in everything that God created, this duality is there. You have the strong points and the weak points, all in you. Each time you act, one aspect of you will act. But when you are conscious, then you can consciously and creatively make sure that what comes out of you is what will build harmony. Okay? So you choose how you want to influence and affect your environment, and here the duality comes. Okay? When we condemn evil and we praise righteousness, we are talking about ourselves. Okay? And that is the thing in the Igbo saying, if I could hear, so we need each other. In this interrelationship, we go on to express the wisdom of God behind every creation. The documentary will tell a lot, which is coming after, so I don't want to go on and on and on. This is a paper that part of it is already in the public domain in some international journals. And if you Google Celestine Ukwu plus Umuavulu, I'm sure some of these works will tumble out and you can download them and listen. So we'll take one song that will mirror again what I said about the Igede. Okay? What do we do? Okay, let's go.
Wow! Mejologi Eputo na madi begi maka na madi imefelogi Inebude nwanne gị o nwere onye na-enwero ntụpọ Inekote nwanne ibe gị o nwere onye ụwa ya kwụsị ọtọ Oh, 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 oh. Azaibi.
Onye ọbụla Chukwu kelu n'ụwa
nwere
omume na-abụ. Omume nke dị mma n'ụwa, omume nke dị njọ. Ị ga-egbu nwanne gị n'ụwa maka na o mefiọlị. Ị ga-egbu mmadụ ibe gị n'ụwa maka na o mefiọlị. Igbuzie nwanne gị, ọ bụ ka sọ gị dị? Ọ bụ gị nwe ụwa ka ọ bụ gị kele onwe gị? Dọbilie, ị ga-ede, ị ga-ede.
Igede echebe nwu chebe. Ị na-ekpode nwanne gị o nwere onye na-enwero ntụpọ. Prọfesọ Ikenna, ị na-ekote nwanne ibe gị o nwere onye ụwa ya kwụsị ọtọ. Let's go. Onye ọ bụ na nyochagodo onwe gị maka ife dịkwa bọse dịkwazi bụ uze ọsị nwakwụ uze nwakwụ ya bụ na tupu ịkụta onye ọ bụ n'ife ji dọfọ n'aka asị m ome ife ji dọfọ n'aka maka onye dịlị ya ha maka onye dịlị ya ha
It's your title, please. Okay, nwata bụrụ agụ n'ụkana n'ojebe ogene deje nwata bụrụ agụ n'ojebe ogene dara agama ọnụ gbajiri short hand in the email. Sir, thank you. Barrister Chuma Egon, thank you so much for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, documentary about this great man. This documentary on this great man will leave you much inspired as you have always been. Africa is here. There's a man with the longest hair who is in our midst, an ardent fan of the great man who we are celebrating. He is a Pan-African cultural research scholar and a tourist. He came all the way from Lagos, officially invited because he is a Celestine Ukwu lifetime enthusiast. Please, let's honor his presence. He is called African.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming. You are highly welcome. Thank you. I see nostalgia visible in him whenever the song is played, and of course the love and passion radiates. Chief Honorable Ejike Njeze has just walked in. Honorable Njeze, we announced you before now, and it is good to have you here. Thank you, sir. No, Honorable Ejike Njeze, and he is very much part and parcel of what we're doing here. God bless you, sir, for coming. Now, time for the documentary. Because the other night,
when Celestine was born, I was in the compound here. My own house in Jordan, across the road in London. But we were very close. Where I was, father was in primary 4 when he was doing his infant class until 1946. I lived with his brother, visited. Celestine was only asked to come and live with a visit.
We schooled at the same primary school, St. Peter's Primary School, Abo. And the 50s was about 2 classes ahead of me.
Vincent Ukwu was a second brother to Celestine's father. Yes, he is the second son of Ukwu.
But by the time we were in the primary school, he was one of the band leaders, or he was a good member of the band. There is no instrument in the band he could not play. And when we had what we called Amake in those days, he joined us, was singing, he was a vocalist.
I think Celestine went into music because our elder brother Vincent was a musician too. Although he didn't play to the pulpit, but he was a choir master. Celestine's grandmother was a singer. She led the women dances in our village here. Not only that, Celestine's father and Bob was equally a musician of a sort. We have Odo. There's a type of music they play, and this man was a proficient in handling instruments.
Celestine Ukwu is a soft-spoken man. He's a man that people loved, and he also loved people. From what I have heard, Celestine Ukwu is a man of peace, or was a man of peace. He likes where there is peace. You know, whenever he comes to the village, people from everywhere come to, talk to him, hear him. You imagine a man who can give such music, and stay near him. What he's a preacher.
During our tender age, we used to admire Celestine's way of life. This turtleneck I'm wearing is from Celestine. Normally there is this type of turtleneck. So as a small boy, whenever I see him dressed like this, I say, when I grow up, I will dress like a gentleman. I thought that gentleman do dress with turtleneck.
Very playful and very entertaining in short. He had a plumpy body structure. And we used to call him one nickname that is like agri-pig. That was childish. Child play. Then, in fact, as we used to be neat.
Show that Celestine Ukwu's first major musical, apart from his professional vocation as a teacher, his major foray into music was as a member of Mike Ejeagha's orchestra in the early 1961, 1962. Now, Celestine Ukwu transited from Enugu, where he started his career, to Onitsha, which, I mean, for the obvious reasons that's where it was happening. That's where you could get a recording contract, that's where you could get a recording opportunity, that's where there were playing opportunities, because there were lots of hotels. And back then, hotels were the major employers of labor in the music industry, not just for high life, in the music industry.
There is hardly a sport that can operate successfully without a band, a good band. Once the band is good, it will help popularize the place.
And Onitsha was the capital base of highlife music in Nigeria at the time. And Celestine featured there too. You know, at the time, the Onitsha Igbo was the central Igbo. And Igbo language became the official language of highlife music in Africa, not just in Nigeria. And that's why you found musicians from Ghana singing in Igbo. Okay? Musicians from Efik. And it was not just Igbo, it was Onitsha version of Igbo. You also listen to Mike Ejeagha, who is also from Ezago, Celestine Ukwu's kindred, if you like, who was also Celestine Ukwu's first music coach. Up until today, all his songs are sung in Onitsha. So that tells you, even the epic that Victor Olaiya did was also sung in Onitsha, the version of the Igbo. There were two distinct things that you needed to have as an artist before anybody could take you seriously. One, you needed to know how to play at least 2-3 instruments. Two, you had to be diverse culturally and language-wise. It was like a melting point for cultural values. So if you listen to Celestine Ukwu's works, he sang in other different languages, he sang in Epic. So that showed unity amongst these artists. If you listen to a Victor Olaiya as well, he could sing, he brought in Hausa, brought in Epic. Of course, as a Yoruba man, he spoke his language. They just enjoyed themselves and utilized that cultural background that they had. And that's why they were accepted anywhere they went to.
Celestine Ukwu would set board, blackboard, and we will be teaching the musicians. We will write the software notations of his music we want to record. And the hornman
rehearse. So through the window, I watched them, and there I built up my interest.
Celestine Ukwu was always encouraging musicians. When I got into the band, personally I felt I could not fit into that band. But when I came, he started encouraging me. Anything I do or I play, he says it's good. It's good. But then, maybe a little correction here and there.
You see, we have to understand that for these guys, for that generation of musicians, music wasn't something you simply woke up. You didn't just pick up a guitar and started singing and strumming to yourself. It was a very disciplined trade. You had to learn your trade. You had to, before the big men, as they call them, people like Isi Arinze, Akumata Steve Nabechi would give you an opportunity to.
And Celestine Ukwu, alongside Yusuf Olatunji and many more others, And in my discussion, he made it very clear as to why he loved Celestine Ukwu. For him, Celestine Ukwu was just not any artist. Celestine Ukwu was a very deep artist. He was very philosophical. He understood his environment, and he understood his calling.
Also wanted
that education what Celestine Ukwu was doing in a light-hearted way. These serious themes was simply about elevating his immediate society, elevating his brethren, his ethnic brethren, because naturally he was singing Igbo. But at the same time, themes that transcended just the Igbos, but the larger society. He was a teacher, no question about it. He was a teacher, a very, very deep man. And every single song is apart from maybe the dance themes like he get. And which are more about enjoyment, me darling, you sabi event. So but there were very few and far between. The larger, and I think there was probably the influence of his record company in those recordings rather than his own personal volition. I think his personal volition was more to the philosophical side. I mean, when you choose a name like Philosophers National, I think it says clearly what the person demands volition and drive is.
So the pressures of the society to do something commercial probably led to Umuavulu-Abor Volume 2, okay? And you could see that he strayed into an area he was unwilling to go into, he was not ready to go into, he did not have the preparation, or I don't know. So, and what did he do to Umuavulu-Abor? There was no melody. He just mentioned names of patrons. Again, these are patrons. And when they push you, for you to continue getting patronage once in a while, you give them what they're looking for. But you could see that he strayed into an area that was not his. Listen to his music. You wouldn't want to listen to that one 2 times. Because as you're waiting for the melody to come, which you know him with, and the philosophy to come, until it gets to the end, it never comes. Okay? Society can do this to us.
Ijelu is my favorite. Wherever I am, I used to carry his music. Ijelu. The meaning of Ijelu is in this award, there are people who are lucky to have things easy and enjoyable in their life, and there are people who do not make it. But whoever is rejoicing, let him not remember to continue like that. That sometimes it may change, and those who are in difficulty, let them have cool patience. That sometime things may change for them too.
If he's preparing for a recording like this, you will see him cracking his brain, trying to put more philosophy or the other into the music.
You can see he has aspects of his music of death, life, money. They come to death, he says, I mean, it is a simple admonition to those who go to the extreme on either side, either on the up or on the low. It's simply that quest for balance, which is at the very, very heart of Igbo traditional philosophy.
The duality of existence, which is also taken in Igbo saying, nothing stands alone in the walls of duality, in the physical world that we are seeing. Let's say we don't know another world. In the physical world, things come in seasons.
And with the war experience, more philosophical events happen that he's using to teach people. He was not playing the music for himself. He was playing it for people to hear him and understand this world.
We live in a world of duality, and you can't escape it in everything you get involved in. Okay? From the same person that constructive thoughts come, destructive thoughts also come. But what gives life is the same thing that takes life. Okay? These are the philosophies that you find. And so, if you don't understand the language in which the message is delivered, you'll be limited to how much philosophy you can get from out of it. And that's the Igbo language that Celestine Ukwu used
for his medium of presentation. Even though he sang in English and preaching here and there.
The thing is, when you're singing in my language, and particularly people who are just coming from a war, and you're singing themes that are philosophical, which was kind of like the mood at the time. People emerging from trauma. It was hugely popular, but it wasn't just popular amongst Igbos. But the thing is that his music was played and it was prevalent in Igbos because his music was easy on the air. It crossed barriers. It crossed ethnic barriers because he really was such a good musician.
I think it was in the mid-60s. My father was on transfer. He was stationed in Nigeria working with the ECN at the time. And that was close to a place called Udi and Obinago. I remember walking into the house and my dad put on this music to welcome us. And it was just the sweetest melodies. So different from the Lagos highlights that I was used to. And of course, I didn't understand the lyrics. I did not speak Igbo. Even today, I don't speak Igbo. But of course, music is a universal language, and you just came to appreciate that he was singing gently. He was very philosophical in his songs. That there was nothing frivolous about the messages he was putting out. And I think today that there is a certain lack to the depth of lyrics in coming from a lot of artists.
Put in a song. Meaning, if you say life is not better than wealth, if you die, you let your wealth bury you. I mean, what deeper saying? What deep words sung by a young man in my language? It connects me to my roots. First of all, about the message, and second of all, in the language it was sung.
So let's go. I don't know. I had him at 12. He has continued to be there. Younger generation who also came and died and shocked. More people are hearing him and they are shocked. They are not hearing him just now. They had him before. People have had and grown, and people are hearing and still growing. So his music is why? Because it touches you. When you're hearing him, the philosophy touches you fast. It's talking to you. So son, take care. Different kinds of things. Money, palava, and it is true. Competition in this world, not because of money. Then women, and everything. They don't know what he spoke about that doesn't touch you and I. That is why, even as a young person, you may say, okay, you're a young person, you're hearing to pop music these days, but meanwhile, some other young people are even stealing the songs and repeating and trying to repeat it. That's when you know whether music better than bad.
Imagine the young students of University of Nigeria at the time renamed his band Philosophers National in 1971. That shows you how his songs cut across different generations, both the young and the old. So imagine deep songs like Owa Meze, Death Knows No King, Death is a respecter of no person. It makes us aware daily and constantly of our mortality, that in everything we are doing in this world, we have a final destination, and that's death. And then songs like Omife Jidon Fonanka, there are two sides. Everybody has a good side and a bad side. So before you condemn, what you know in your own eye, for me it's like a life guide.
The alero was the rhythm how he has been able to marry women with guitar, with harmonica, with the xylophone. The guy knew how to ape music with his voice. He did. You need to be able to see understand the language for you to understand that he just blends. It's universal language. I've taken back to people like Mira, when she was shrill on my in Ghana. All our fella for that matter. By the time he begins to make these sounds, you are enthused, you wonder. You will also be wondering, what has he seen at that age to be that deep in philosophy of life? It may not just be what he has experienced. It may also be what he has encountered in other people's lives. Which is, an explanation of duality, which you also find in other songs of his. Not just in Ijemu, including Unifejinofo. When a theme begins to recall in somebody's statements, he's saying, if you missed it in this one, I want you to catch it in this other one. Some of the things he said, if you interpret them, they may not agree with religion, but they are deeper than religion. For instance, saying that the same God who created negativity created positivity. Kind of a confirmation that God was come from God, whether negative or positive power. But he said God has a reason for that. Now, if you don't understand that reason, we think that anything is negating God. But everything is working for God. The negative and the positive, that God created them to teach you that no matter how things are, if you're a little patient, you begin to understand why they are that way.
He was deeply steeped in Igbo philosophy, and there's nothing he didn't formulate it. He simply conveyed the very rich culture which his people have been passing down for centuries. Natural traders. That's not true. The Arab people were the traders, the vocational traders of Igbo land. But let's not forget that in traditional Igbo society was about farming, farming, fishing, philosophy, the not just Nri, because Nri was not, people often think of Nri as being the overarching Igbo culture. Nri is an important Igbo culture, but it's not all that constituted the culture of the Igbos. But, we were farmers, we were fishermen, we were artisans, but we had well-structured guilds. But then, the pursuit of wealth was not the be-all and end-all of our existence. Wealth was simply an adjunct to your living. And wealth was not quantified simply by how much you had in your pocket. And in fact, Adela Febo, very, very eloquently put this in his Ropes of Sand, that in traditional Igbo society, that, some people were, a man who relied on trading, on retail trading for his subsistence was looked upon with scorn. I think he who only eats on the day that the markets are open. The wealth of a man was more on his stature, your compliance with your menad, with the demands, with the philosophical, spiritual demands of your community and your society.
Celestine Ukwu and the philosophers national here with alone Umuavulu-Abor
The first time I met him was he sent for me. He had a problem with his guitarist. After meeting with him, I agreed to join him. And that was I think that was 1973. I joined him. Then that was how we started.
I met him at Abakaliki, surprisingly. For the first time, he played in Mayor's Hotel. That was where I met him face to face. I don't know that their soul vocalists left before that tour. So they started playing Jimmy Cliff music. And I knew how to sing the music then. I said, okay, I went to the band leader. I said, please, I can sing this song. Can I sing it? So he said, okay. I'm sure I'm going to sing it, but I said, I'm very sure. He said, go ahead. The track of that music was synthetic word, I think, synthetic word by Jimmy Cliff. And he gave me a chance, and I did it perfectly well. That was where he developed interest. Immediately he called me. All the band's men were rejoicing.
He was living at number 13 Pitokwe, one. As at that time, Celestine Ukwu and his philosophers national, the musicians were living separately, but he was living there with his younger ones that were helping him to find instruments and rest of them. When he called me, he told me he wanted to play drums for him. This thing was in the 71, 72. I joined, I was playing the drums for him and answering chorus too. Because I used to sing too. Whenever I was singing the chorus, I sing chorus from the drums. Because at that time, Celestine Ukwu was paying us. He was paying the musicians monthly. And they did us up.
Amazing. Amazing. The lights can come on now. Please put on the lights back. Wow. This is feeling like. I like it when Professor, our keynote speaker, said in the interview that what strikes him the most, and I share that sentiment, is the fact that this man was able to be this deep in his philosophical thinking at such young age. What could he have seen? And you can relate that with the quality of people we had those days. In politics, in music, in creativity, other aspects of creativity, and the rest of them. For instance, Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart was written when he was 28. It's a one. It's an apocalypse walking about over the years. Let's see if we can. Upon yes, a one. The only child of this great legend, whose story is in Ukwu Memorial Foundation, Barrister Cynthia Ukwu. Please give her a standing ovation as she comes to address us. Oh, our little man, Achalugo.
all our distinguished guests, all the respected traditional rulers here, the dignitaries, lovers of good music, the fans of Celestine Ukwu, and very great minds here seated. I am very glad. I am honored. I am happy. Thank you all for taking out time from your very tight schedule to be here with me. I am really, really grateful. Thank you all. And today, I warmly and sincerely welcome you all to Celestine Ukwu Memorial Symposium, our season 3, themed When Music Meets Philosophy. Today is not just another event. It is a moment of reflection, a time of celebration, and a deep connection to a legacy that continues to live on in our hearts and in our society. Let me take us back for just a moment. In our season 1, it marked the beginning of a truly remarkable journey, one filled with purpose, passion, and profound meaning. It was powerful, inspiring, and deeply enlightening. For the first time, people from different backgrounds, professions, and cultures gathered in one space, all united by a shared love for meaningful music and a desire to understand more. It was not just an event, it was a movement. At that moment, we witnessed a unique convergence of minds, individuals who came not only to listen, but to explore the rich philosophy embedded in the lyrics of the great music maestro, Celestine Ukwu, my father. His songs, filled with wisdom and deep reflections on life, opened up conversations that touched on love, unity, justice, morality, and the human experience. Then came our season 2. It took everything to another level. It was bigger, more structured, more engaging, and more impactful. The energy was stronger, the participation was wider, and the experience was richer. In season 2, we witnessed unity in the purest form. People came together across different divides, cultural, social, and generational, not just to enjoy music, but to connect with its deep meaning. It was no longer just about listening, it was about understanding, appreciating, and internalizing the powerful messages behind every lyric. We saw culture come alive. We saw conversations that mattered. We saw minds opened and hearts touched. It became clear that this was more than a symposium. It was a platform for reflection, for learning, and transformation. Season 2 reinforced our purpose and strengthened our vision. It showed us that the message of Celestine Ukwu is timeless, and that when music meets philosophy, it has the power to inspire change, unite people, and shape a better society. And today, we are here at season 3, stronger, louder, and more purposeful than ever before. We are here because of a man, a legend, a teacher, a prophet, a philosopher, and more. Celestine Ukwu, my father, was not just a musician. His songs were messages. There were sermons. There were gospels. His music was a voice for the people. He spoke about life. He spoke about love, about unity, about justice, and about the realities of all of our existence. Through his music, he reminded us that life is precious, wealth is not everything, death respects no one, and above all, we must live with love, with truth, and with purpose. That is why the Celestine Ukwu Memorial Foundation was born. And its core vision can be preserved. An institute, a place where children can be taught about our African culture. This is our core vision. And we are happy to have all of you here today, the lovers of Celestine Ukwu, all gathered here, to add your voice and add your resources to help see that our vision is realized. I thank you all seated here. I have a lot to ask, but I can see that a lot of people want to leave, and I will not be wasting your time. Please, we have a lot of objectives. Look us up, look up our website, see the things we have done, and please support us in the best way you can. Thank you for all that you do, because a lot of you here were with us in 2024, were with us last year, and here you are with us again this year. Please support us. Donate to our cause. Donate so that we can realize our objectives. Thank you all, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much, people. Kusili na kike, kusili na kike, we go like that. Ladies and also all the chiefs that I recognize, it is time for you to take time to come to the podium, take the mic, and please make a few speech and your donation. We have outreaches. We have outreaches to make. And if you come, I will be giving you this. If I contain his songs, his great music, upon the donation, I will give you a copy. So you can slot it into your car, slot it into your laptops, slot it into your home theater, and the rest of them can play. Please. Abuja no dey be felekam ikeli forms. Abuja no dey felekam na obo dey na like here that like even on stage. You can also call me to where you are. I will come to you. Do we have somebody coming to the stage? On the background. On the background. Please, you can come and take the mic from me. Actually, everybody say they will the mic from me and make a pronouncement. I should come? Yes, sir. Sorry. Symposium. I need 2 persons to go with me so that you can pick it up from him.
maka ife dị papa ọsọ dị ya dị papa ụzọ ọsọ nwakwu ụzọ nwakwu ya bụ ife dị n'ụwa bụ n'omi ife jide ọfọ n'aka asị m omi ife jide ọfọ na ma nke onye dịrị ya nke onye dịrị ya
ana akụkọ dị aka ebe a whatever a man can do women can do better. Ogene dị ayi ike agakala anyị egwu
Africa. If I went up in the okay, well,
Nam, can you check the chairman of the occasion? Because of Pola and your floor. Oh, then I'm going to go see it. Kamalụ nọ ndị ebe. Biko nna m. 200.
330-744. Asika.
On the background, sir.
I salute you.
On the background, sir. You go reduce your own volume, when you yes.
Because yeah. I am Umuavulu-Abor Branch. Umuavulu Progressive Union, Abuja Branch. Because one I want about our member, our great member. So because we remember let's go. Everybody. Oh, the barrister. The chairman. No, brother. Brother,
yes, I don't know what I see and chọrọ ibe ya ọgụgụ onye chọrọ ibe ya ọnwụ n'ụwa bụrụ ego n'obodo